Now, here's the thing. Welcome to One Crack News. It's your boy Carcino here. What is bad for business? You would think that would be self-explanatory. A lot of people don't know because a lot of people are not in business. So a lot of people are sometimes they're not expected to know, or they have no idea what bad for business means. Now, bad for business. A lot of people say meaning that whatever this is counterproductive for the company, for the brand. Bad for business. Right? What's happening? Rob, I see. Now, let's get to the gist of all these problems that we're seeing right now, especially in the industry of business, in any practice, anywhere, shape, and form. People think bad for business means this is going to hurt my bag. That's not necessarily true. In business and corporations, there are a lot of things that could help your bag grow, and you can make a lot of money. But people in business don't think what's going to happen tomorrow. They looking at 5-10 year projections. So they're looking down the line. Am I attaching my brand to something that's going to bring me into a zone and get me so far away from what I'm supposed to be doing? Now, you might do something that brings you a lot of money, but it's negative energy, and because of whatever is attached to it, that might not be productive to what you're going through in life, or as a business, or as a brand. So what it does is it starts to tear at you, starts to pull at you, start pulling you to the ground, down the road. But at the time, it might have been great, gave you a big boost, and you start making a lot of money because of it. Then other detractions start happening. So what comes in as that big buzz. Like, we got this huge big buzz that's kicking off, right? Then that buzz fizzles out, and people don't understand why. The buzz fizzles out because no one's ready. That buzz fizzles out because no one knows what's coming. That buzz fizzles out because nobody in the world can understand what's about to happen next. Or because the energy was just what it is, attention grabbing for the moment. So you attach yourself to a brand and you end up bringing the brand down. For instance, Coca-Cola is not going to do a deal with 6ix9ine. Why would they do a deal with 6ix9ine? They would probably get a lot of hits on the Instagram. It probably would do numbers for them, and they would make money. But down the road, this guy's going to probably do something stupid, and you want him to have a Coca-Cola logo on his jacket or whatever, while he going off trying to fight somebody or do something stupid or go on some tirade that's going to upset parents. It might turn them off of your brand, your real support group. And then down the road, your 5-10 year projection, you're losing money because you attached yourself to a person like that. And then you just gave your competitor another boost. That's considered bad for business. It might have would have made you some money initially when you did the deal, but it's gonna fizzle out. When you know chances are something stupid is gonna happen, then it becomes bad for business. If that makes any sense to anyone in the world. Well, the whole world has got their own projections on how they move forward about getting things done. And it's just like that in relationships. Other countries would make other money with countries, but they can't work with them because they're bad for business. And just like that, you got people's relationships are like that. Some people are just bad for business. All the way. Bad for business. Yeah. So it's just like this here. Being attached to certain people to give you a buzz might be good for a certain period of time, but in the long run, it's going to be bad for business when you're attached to bad characters. You should be able to tell from the jump who the bad characters are by the way they conduct themselves. But sometimes we want to see the good in people. And, you know, ain't nobody above getting burned. We all gonna get burned sooner or later. It's just a matter of time. So what you want to do is always keep your head on a swivel. And as long as you keep your head on a swivel, you're gonna be gold. Well, if you're waiting the point, then this conversation isn't for you. Because you're the only one that said that stupid word and stupid phrase ever. So that means this is above your level of thinking. So maybe you need to go, I don't know, go watch some doggone other videos on YouTube instead of being here. Now, right, it's other people that make content and it look like it's going to be really good, like great, and all of these different things, but then you come to find out that isn't the case. You come to find out that there's major problems in the hardware system, or you find out that they're there to do you harm more than good. Then you got to start asking yourself, why am I associating myself with these people? Now, sometimes you could just fade away without a conversation, just go ghost. You know? So, other times, you have to tell them and have that conversation. Because most people know what they did. Now, sometimes you can explain something to people, and I'm telling you, the elevator only goes here. It don't go all the way to the top. That's some people could only process information up to here. No matter how you tell them, no matter how many different ways you explain it, it can only go here. Their brain capacities are not like everyone else's. So what you would think is basic common sense, they don't have it. So when someone says something is bad for business, it means it's counterproductive. It means down the road, yeah, this might be a good look for right now, but down the road, I might see problems that are going to happen, that are going to develop, that I'm going to have to address and deal with that I don't want to. So I would rather not do the business. And that's the major problem people have. They can't differentiate between what they should do for the now and think 5-10 years down the road. And this is how people brands sink. This is how people get into entanglements, fighting over stocks and ownership of companies. Well, people want to paint a narrative and play victim. I told you, that's what everyone wants to do now. It is cool to be the victim. It is not cool. It is not cool What's up, HD? Yeah, everybody loves to play the victim now. Nobody want to stand up and be a man about anything. Everybody wants to play victim. Look what they did to me. All this nonsense instead of being a man and moving on and say, F it. All right, F them. I'm done. I'm going to move on. Do my thing. But we don't have men no more. We got docile little boys running around here doing things that are counterproductive. Well, if it's counterproductive for business, then that's where a lot of us is going to be. We're going to be counterproductive. And people don't know what counterproductive is. That's the opposite of being productive. But you can't think of tomorrow. You got to think 5-10 years down the road. That's why people have things called projections. We project in 5 to 10 years, this is where we're going to be. Those are goal settings. But we can't go there if we stay attached to this person. Because they bad for business. Now, you could take a chance on people and they could surprise you. They could change. They can get it and say, okay, I know I can't do that. One prime example was Danny Garcia, the boxer, the former champion. Hey, how you doing? The former champion, Danny Garcia. What Danny did was have a deal with Jordan Brand when they weren't doing any deal with any boxers. They didn't want to do the deal. Not one bit. They didn't want to do it. They had to be talked into doing the deal. They didn't want to do it. But you want to know why they did it? They did it because they said, well, this guy appears to be different. So we're going to give him a chance. And Larry is from Philly. So it only made sense to Larry as he gave another Philly guy a chance. And Danny doesn't really cause any problems. He's got his head on right and everything. But he was hanging with people that are bad for business. They might be good friends, but they don't understand that they're not doing you any justice with the things that they're doing, because they're thinking about themselves and they just thinking, oh, Danny good, he can kick it. He don't know Danny can't be around people smoking weed in a rap video. That's going to get back to Nike. Nike brand saw that and they pulled the whole deal. Pulled the deal from under his feet. Now, they would have made money off the Danny Garcia shoe. They took a mole of his foot with the 6 toes and everything. They were designing a shoe to fit Danny Garcia's feet. And on one foot, he got 6 toes. That's why they call him Danny 6-Toe Garcia. But his friends that he had around him, his homeboys, they all chilling and all this stuff. And Danny's in a rap video. And they smoking weed around him. He's not smoking weed, but the people around him smoking weed. That made Nike, he's not even wearing Nike apparel in the video. They pulled a contract. Pulled a deal. Why? Because Nike understand what I know. That's bad for business. And when it's bad for business, it's bad for business. So others will figure it out. So I gave you an example of what bad for business is. Bad for business don't mean it's not going to make you money, or you can make money, but down the long road, there's a bigger risk of the damage being monumental to your brand or your company. That is what bad for business means. Long term, this can't be good, and it won't be good. So that's why you see people, even though they can make money with people, corporations and businesses don't allow or don't assign or tie themselves to certain people because they see the risks, and the risk is not worth the rewards. It's bad for business. So, on that note, I'm out. God bless. One Crack News. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new.